So the green flag waves as we head into DD2 Masters Final 2 here in Eastern Germany. Let's have a look at the starting grid. So Paul Louvot will start from pole position once again, and he will have Michael Becker alongside him for close company. Christophe Capitan rounds out the top 3 positions with Marco Winkler in 4th place. Bruno Dos Santos and Konrad Bayer round out row number 3 ahead of the 570 of Germany's Tanja Yildiz and the 507 of Alessandro Glauser. So Louvot won the first final by just over a tenth of a second ahead of Michael Becker. And when I did message him earlier on and congratulated him on his victory, he actually responded to me via Instagram and he said, "Thank you very much. I think these old guys are too quick. I'm going to do my best." Well, all he needs to do is keep himself ahead of the rest of the competition. He said, merci, old guys are fast, so it will be hard for me. Well, if he won 3 heats like he did yesterday, and now he gets a chance to push like crazy. So over 25 minutes of racing still remain in this weekend. DD2 Masters head into the tram lines for one final time. And the lights are out, we're off and racing. So Paul Louvot leads the way. Michael Becker in second. Christophe Capitan gets a good run, staying in third. As Tanja Yildiz has got a bit of a run at the moment, trying to close in on Alessandro Glauser. Marco Winkler rounds out the top 4 positions, having got past Dos Santos on the Suddy Kart with KMD. So Louvot trying to get an initial advantage over the rest of the opposition. As we are fast approaching the completion of the very first lap of asking. In this second final, Louvot has a healthy lead in the championship. And he has a healthy lead in the race at the moment by just under 6/10. As there was an attempt by Christophe Capitan trying to go up the inside of Michael Becker, but the Frenchman was denied access. As Marco Winkler and Alessandro Glauser battling away over 4th position. So the Austrian, who was the Swiss driver, who was the double winner, back in Adria, now has to start fighting because he knows if he wants that opportunity to go to Bahrain for the grand finals, what happened earlier was not part of the game plan, not part of the strategy. But he gets past Winkler with consummate ease and now sees Christophe Capitan in his crosshairs. 1 minute and 3/4 completed. Louvot brings us on to the completion of lap 2 and on to lap 3. And he's got a gap of 7.5 tenths ahead of Michael Becker. And Louvot was nearly 2 tenths quicker on that previous tour. So 11.5 minutes to go. Louvaux continues to lead the way. We're on to lap number 4 of this race. The Frenchman looking to secure his 4th win out of 6 races this season on finals days. And he's doing exactly what he needs to do, but Michael Becker is trying to close in on him. Becker puts in a 51.130. Christophe Capitan well over 2/10 off of the 2 behind. 2 in front, my apologies there. But Christophe Capitan now coming under fire from Alessandro Glauser. So Glauser running in the 51.1s and gets past for 3rd place. Now he knows he's got to motor on. And the gap between himself, Michael Becker, and race leader Paul Louvaux is now 2.4 seconds. That can be made up significantly over the next few moments of this race. So 9 3/4 minutes to go. And Glauser has been passed by Capitan, so they're trading positions. And if Louvaux wins this race, this puts him on 140 points. And by my estimation, Alessandro Glauser finishes where he is at the moment, that's 13 points. That puts him on 92. Paul Louvaux just has to finish the first final in Wackersdorf, and he's taken the title. So I'm just looking at it now. So effectively, 48 points will be the differential between Louvaux and Glauser going into the final round. So if Louvaux is 51 points ahead of Alessandro Glauser, the title is effectively nigh on confirmed. But with 48 points, never say never. Wackersdorf could be a completely different proposition altogether for the drivers. So just over 6 minutes to go. And Michael Becker is honing in on Paul Louvaux and looks up the inside of the Frenchman. Gets past. And we've got a repeat of what we had in the first final, but now Louvaux looks towards the inside. Now they've shown great respect to each other. Louvaux back up the inside to retake the lead through turn 4. And Michael Becker, we know of his performances of old here in the Euro Trophy. He can, when he gets it all going well, it goes his way. So the gap between first and second now hits just over a quarter of a second as well. So it's Louveau versus Becker. Ding ding, seconds out, round 2 here in East Germany. And at the moment, Glauser is 4th. Now, I've got a very sneaking suspicion if Winkler starts picking up the pace, which he has done, Winkler is trying to close in on Alessandro Glauser as Michael Becker looking one way, then the other on Paul Louveau. 6 minutes to go, 8 minutes completed of this race, and we've got an additional lap after this one. And then we'll go to our final race of the weekend, race 28, Project E20, final number 2. So the gap between Louveau and Becker last time around was just over a tenth. Becker's got the fastest lap, 50.757. Across the line they go, 78 thousandths between them. And now things are closing up between 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Because between Christophe Capitan, Alessandro Glauser, Marco Winkler and Bruno Dos Santos, they are closing up on each other. It's probably about the best part of 1.3, nearly 1.4 seconds between that quartet. So the equation is that if Louveau has 140 points at the end of this race, and he needs a 50-point advantage, he needs a 50, let's say 51-point advantage. Effectively, that means that Alessandro Glauser, oh, there's the lead changing, so the championship still will be open. But the thing is that I'm looking at it from this side, that 140 points, you take away 51, that's 89 points. So effectively, if Alessandro Glauser finishes 6th, that's it. He can't get the title even before we head to Wackersdorf in 50 days' time. But Glauser is currently sitting in 4th position, and that will give him 13 points, putting him on 92. So Becker now leads the way onto lap number 13. Louveau right with him. As Glauser trying to close in on Christophe Capitan. The thing is that even if Paul Louveau finishes 2nd, Michael Becker will win the weekend result because it goes on countback of the 2 scores. It's the most recent result that is taken into consideration for countback. As now, Alessandro Glauser has got himself past Christophe Capitan. That's exactly what he needed right now. And that will put him on 95 points. 45 behind Paul Louveau in the running order of things when it comes to the championship. Well, actually, that might be a little bit less. That'll be 40 points because Louveau is still in 2nd. Becker leads the way by just under 2 tenths. As there goes Marco Winkler, and oh, that's a bit naughty there. A little bit naughty there, a bit cheeky from Christophe Capitan. And all of a sudden, Marco Winkler did not want to go World Rally Crossing there, I'm afraid. And that drops him down the order a little bit there, I'm afraid. Yep. Far from happy was Marco Winkler on that particular occasion. Just having a look back, he had the right. He got up the he was around the outside, but then all of a sudden a cheeky little touch. So Capitan just turned left, or turned left or right, and then decided. Well, the back end stepped out, and then all of a sudden it caught Winkler unawares and put him on all 4 wheels on the grass. So we're into just under the last 90 seconds of this race, and the championship will go down to the wire at Wackersdorf. Michael Becker will have this plus another 3 laps to go. We're on lap number 16, but Paul Levaux decides otherwise. Levaux up the inside with just over a minute on the clock. That puts him back into prime position with a 45-point advantage. But Becker has done a pretty good job. He's showcased that there's life in the old man yet. And Levaux, younger than the majority of the competitors, if not all of the competitors in this field, but still, he has proven it's not going to be easy to get past him. So, out of the final corner, Levaux leads them onto lap number 17, the penultimate lap of their race weekend here in Mulsanne. So, Levaux has kept Becker at bay. So the last race, it was just over 0.12 of a second between these two. Could we see a repeat once again? Because now out of the final corner, one more lap to go. Levaux leads Becker. Last lap board is out. Becker closing in on the slipstream. Glauser keeping the championship hopes alive with third at the minute. Capitan fourth, Dos Santos. There's Winkler. Bayer, as Becker now looks one way, then the other into turn 4. Levaux keeps it pinned, stays on the racing line, looks over his right shoulder to see exactly where Michael Becker is, and Becker's right up with him. Just a couple more corners remain. The final chicane on the circuit. Levaux now powers out of the corner, as does Becker. It's now going to be a run to the line. Becker looks one way, Levaux goes defensive. And out into the final corner, Michael Becker's got the inside run, but Paul Levaux's going to keep it pinned, and the Frenchman wins it once again, and he extends his championship lead. Alessandro Glauser takes the championship fight to Wackersdorf in 50 days' time. And you know what? That is absolutely brilliant. They're having a little giggle. They're like a pair of little girls, those two are. Paul Levaux and Michael Becker just giving each other the thumbs up, and complete respect there. But Paul Levaux does the double. He did the double in Genk. He took 2 second places at Adria, and now this is his 4th race win of the season. Levaux has the advantage going into Wackersdorf. So let's have a look at the results. Paul Levaux wins by 0.181 seconds ahead of Michael Becker. Alessandro Glauser keeps the championship hopes alive going into Wackersdorf in early September by finishing P3. Christophe Capitan rounds out the top 4 ahead of France's Bruno Dos Santos. Marco Winkler in 6th place ahead of Konrad Bayer, with Tanja Yildiz completing the top 8 drivers.